Good morning, everyone. This is Elio Piedra, and you are watching Morning Coffee with Elio. It's been said that if you don't take risk, you can grow. If you can grow, you can become your best. If you can become your best, you can be happy. And if you can be happy, what else is there for you? Let me tell you something. This morning, we are honored to be joined by the owners of True North, a strategy and innovation consultancy company that will help you to take your dreams, your goals, and your business to the next level. Yes, by solving the most challenging problems. They are Christy and Scott Costello, and they will join us after this. Get up, baby, this morning. This is Elio Piedra. Another morning means another coffee because this is Morning Coffee with Elio. This is going to be a great day. We have a fantastic guest. Here they are, Scott and Christy Costello, founders of True North. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Elio. How are you guys doing this morning?
Doing well. Good to see you, Elio.
It is very good to see you guys as well. I hope that this, quarantine has been treating you well and everything.
We're healthy and mostly sane.
Hey, first of all, I got to mention, I am fascinated by the name of your company. Why True North?
Well, we've spent. You want to take it?
Well, True North is kind of like your moral compass. We are, whether you're talking personal or professionally, the history shows that people that know the direction that they're going are going to be the most successful people in the world. We found our True North by kind of asking ourselves some tough questions, looking ourselves in the mirror and saying, what is my why? What motivates me? And, how can we make a bigger impact in our community? And after reflecting and coming up with a plan to kind of get back on track, we had a vision, we created a plan, and we executed it. About a month ago, after 10 years at the hospital in North Florida Regional, I decided to dive in with 2 feet, and I'm working full time now for the company I started.
Nice.
We had this vision, bringing decades of connecting people in the community with each other, trying to promote the community. We found that our True North was in having an impact in connecting people and helping businesses grow and raise awareness. 20 years of owning my own company, putting out publications that were trend setting, like Business in Greater Gainesville, Home in Greater Gainesville, The Guide to Greater Gainesville, creating networking events and charity events like Taste of Greater Gainesville and Fierce and Impact Awards. It just all kind of led us to this path, bringing what we've done together. And our path together, both personally and professionally, have been tied to understanding what it is that we want to accomplish and staying true to our moral compass.
Tell us about what are your areas of expertise and how wide is your range of services?
So our range is, let's start by defining what it is that we do, and then talk about some of the different ways. We don't really fit in one category. And we found that many of our clients have areas of expertise that don't necessarily fit in a traditional model. We've got the publication division of our company, and we're continuing with Guide to Greater Gainesville. But we also look at ways to help companies grow, help companies scale up, help companies reach their new heights and break through those ceilings. And every company is going to be a little bit different. So we start off by analyzing what's working and what could be improved upon internally before we start trying to approach what needs to be done externally. But at the end of the day, we're about helping companies grow, helping companies and helping leaders reach their true potential and scale up as an organization.
How long, when was found True North, and what has been the biggest challenge since you guys, since the very beginning?
Well, we started in September while both of us were working elsewhere. And I spent, after Advantage Publishing, I spent a year with the Chamber as their Vice President of Marketing and Communications, and Christy was at the hospital. So probably that first challenge was finding time to devote to our business.
Yeah, nights and weekends. I mean, that's what we were putting in the work. My family loves to have me back now. So, yeah, it took a lot of effort to get it kind of off the ground. But once it started kind of, making some momentum, we haven't stopped since. So it's been great.
So which industries can benefit from your services?
Gosh. So, I mean, any industry really. I mean, I have, the service industry and restaurants and just customer service in general background, operational background, so that can apply to just about any industry. And
B2B, B2C. If you look at it, so from the advertising perspective, anyone who's trying to raise brand awareness, increase their market share, grow as an individual or as an organization. But from our publications, we've got clients in, so many different sectors, from startup to Fortune 500 and anywhere in between. It's really more so about what they're trying to accomplish and helping them get there than it is the specifics of what they do.
So basically, anybody can use your services. Let's say if I work for, I'm a car dealer, right? Or I am any type of entrepreneur can use your services to grow, their audience, to gain awareness. So there is no one that can say, no, that's not for me. So just to see if people.
Well, that's mostly correct.
Yeah, I mean, we're trendsetters. So if you are not comfortable kind of pushing the envelope a little bit and thinking outside the box, then we probably are not going to have a good fit. We are definitely, our niche is that we are very different, and hence our photo on our homepage. You want to keep that.
Yes.
It's, we're very different, and we are going to be very creative, and that's what kind of drives us to all of our new projects, all of our future projects. And we're always thinking, how do we push the envelope? How do we make a difference? How do we set ourselves apart from everybody else? Because we don't want to be a follower. We want to be a trendsetter.
Be uncomfortable.
Yes.
Get outside of your comfort zone, stretch yourself, find out how far you can push. And, we have an expression that we kind of live by, and that's be weird. The weirdos rule the world. You look at the Elon Musks of the world, you look at the Bill Gates of the world. They were a little bit different, but they created ideas, they pushed the envelope, they created new products and new services. And we know that they're not the only ones out there. Let's help each of us find our inner weirdo and start to lead.
That is awesome. I would like to expand a little more on thinking outside of the box, since we are in these times so difficult, different time, that I know that anybody that actually was starting any business 6 months ago, let's say a year ago, nobody, I mean, was expecting this to happen in 2020. So how you define in these times to start thinking outside of the box? Define thinking outside of the box.
Well, it's not an uncommon or new idea. It's just this year has been an extreme of a vision and a philosophy that's been around for a long time. If you continue to do what you've always done, you'll only be where you've always been. This pandemic, this crisis, this environment has forced people to really look in the mirror and say, am I able to adapt, and am I able to embrace change? And you've got to be nimble, you've got to be flexible, but you also have to truly understand where your passion lies. And if you're able to adapt and find ways to reinvent the wheel in some ways, but really find ways to adapt to the current market, this is a great example for all change going forward. What 10 years from now looks like is going to be nothing like today, but the practices and the techniques that you implement now will help you continue to adapt and change and be prepared to not only be capable in the future, to be relevant, but to be a leader, because you are an early adopter of the change instead of being dragged kicking and screaming.
That is awesome. Now that you mentioned staying relevant,
Yes.
could you please mention at least two tools, or let's say two ways that you could advise businesses how to stay relevant in times of COVID-19?
I would say just visibility. Staying visible in front of your customers constantly, through multi-channels of social media, using your website, your blogs, whatever, kind of media outlets that you use, stay relevant by being visible.
I would also say understanding what your unique competitive advantage is. What makes you different than everyone else out there? What makes you needed or valued? And being able to, first of all, you have to know it. If you don't know it, you're already starting 3 steps behind. But being able to share that, being able to communicate that, being able to adapt and maintain that vision, that passion, that relevance, knowing your competitive advantage is probably the key to relevance in this changing market.
I agree. That's awesome. So I see if our morning coffee community goes right now to the website, we're going to be sharing the website and all the information how you can find True North. But if you go to the website, it is a very exciting experience. It is a wonderful, wonderful work that I don't know. It's called. You want to give credit to somebody for that work?
You know what? If I were to try to take full credit, I might have to move over slightly. There's no doubt about it. Christy is the creative of this partnership, this relationship. I get lucky every now and then. I can fall out of a boat and hit water. But our strengths really complement each other well, and that she is the creative genius, and the website, I give her full credit. You want to talk nights and weekends, she built it. She stayed up, and we worked together on the vision, but she is the creative genius of this.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I really did. I, spent a lot of time, making sure that what our vision was kind of carried throughout the website. And it took a lot of time, but we're very, very happy with it.
We are.
So what is the most exciting thing about True North?
Well, our current and future projects that we've got going on right now. Our current one, everybody knows, Guide to Greater Gainesville, has been in production for the past 5 years. And our future projects, which basically we are expanding vertically introducing new products here within this market and horizontally using existing products in other markets. So we're really excited about what's coming. We're not going to reveal that yet, but stay tuned.
We've got some coming in the next few weeks to months.
Oh my goodness. Can. We have news. We have news for you guys. Awesome. Okay, so say that again.
We might have to have another interview once it's released.
Yes, of course. And hopefully once this pandemic is gone, we can go back to the studio and have some real coffee. I would like to shout out to Miapa Latin Cafe for being the official coffee of Morning Coffee with Elio. Thank you so much for doing that. And I wanted to ask you before we go to a quick break, Christy, tell me about some of the experiences that you have had with some of your clients.
I would say that one of our clients was needing, actually within this market that we're dealing with the pandemic, more social media presence. They had trouble staying visible in front of their customers, trying to reach just about, within all of the different channels as we were speaking before. They were in need of our services for PR, marketing, and social media management.
Awesome. And this is kind of like a random question, but I have to ask, do you like magic?
Random. My son does. Oh my gosh, he thinks he's a magician. Yes.
Oh, really? Well, let me tell you something. Today we are actually, we are doing like a brand new segment that is called Imagine Magic with Eric. Eric is an amazing entertainer. He's an incredible musician, but because he's been thinking outside of the box, he's now a magician. So now you guys are going to enjoy Magic with Eric. Here we go.
Hey, good morning, Elio. So nice to be back. I have another trick for you guys. So I'm going to get the 4 aces out of the deck actually real quick. You can see here's one here. Let's see if I can find it. Here's a couple more like that. And the next one is usually the hardest one. I think I can do it with one hand though. Find the ace like this. And here it is, the ace of spades. I want to show you a trick with the aces. So if I were to tell you to take these aces and put an ace face up, that'd be pretty easy. You would take one of the aces and you turn it face up like this. But I want to show you as a magician, I can take the aces and turn them face up in a face down pack through the border of the pack just here. And you can do it with just a twist. And this is what it looks like. So I'll twist the cards like this, and I'll show you that one of the aces now is face up, the ace of diamonds. And if you watch again, here's another twist, just like that. The ace of diamonds now is face down, and another ace turns face up, the ace of clubs. Kind of a weird thing, right? But I'll tell you what, the ace of clubs now, we did the ace of diamonds and the ace of clubs. Let's see if I can do the ace of hearts. So here we are, just a twist like this, and you can see the ace of hearts turns face up. So now we only have one more ace to try to turn face up. It's the ace of spades, but that's always the hardest, and I'll show you why. See here, because I can do a twist like this, and I'll show you that none of the cards are actually face up. All of them are still face down. Because with the ace of spades, what you have to do is a snap, like this. And with just a snap, you can see that now the ace of spades is face up. Thank you guys for watching. Back to you, Elio.
All right, thank you so much, Eric. What a fantastic guy. Well, what do you think? How you like magic?
Oh, I love magic. I think it's really cool. I'm always like, deer in the headlights, waiting for something to happen,
Always looking to be entertained.
Yes.
Yes, always looking to bring that fiesta. I see, Scott, I see that you cover the Gainesville, Florida area, but I wonder what is your clientele range?
So we currently have clients in multiple states. We have one client that's an international client right now and another that we're going to be bringing on shortly that is based in Orlando, but the majority of their business is in New York. But what we do, and this market has proven it yet again, what we do can be done anywhere. The main compass, the main focus is identifying what that moral compass is. And We've got clients in many different areas, and a lot of them that are here. Our company's based here. This is headquarters, but we'll be continuing to grow and expand, and we'll have clients trying to reach this market or trying to reach other markets or based in other markets.
Awesome. I've been listening around, within the business community about creating businesses that they are crisis proof, and I was like, that is not really business that is crisis proof, or do we have business that they are crisis proof? Do you want to expand on that?
It depends on the crisis, doesn't it?
What about COVID?
Well, there are businesses that definitely have done well in this environment. Home-based businesses have been successful. Obviously, you look on the bigger scale, companies like Netflix have soared. You can almost even say some of the old traditional methods of media that were very, very dependent on subscriptions and have seen years and years of waning sales. They have an issue to cover that people are looking to now. Their business might be considered doing well, but there are things that you can do as a business to make it a little bit less of a roller coaster or more of a smooth growth. And that is staying true to your compass, understanding what your clients need. Look at advertising as an example. When markets correct, the first thing that usually goes is your marketing budget. But if you look throughout history, whether it's the stock market or advertising, those businesses that are out there and marketing themselves during a downward spiral are the ones that are gaining market share and increasing. So I would say, looking at Guide as a perfect example, we've had businesses that couldn't continue advertising because of the crisis, but there are so many businesses that have not advertised previously that needed the exposure, that wanted to raise awareness, that wanted to grab market share, that are advertising, where, our business, if you look at it at the end of the day, at the bottom line, our business is going to look like the recession, the pandemic didn't impact us. It's only when you scratch the surface and dig a little bit deeper, and that's making up for it by being relevant and helping people see the need and the value.
I also think diversifying your revenue sources. I was listening to a podcast that really stuck with me. And the CEO of a major Fortune 500 company had talked about diversifying their revenue sources and having, she called, 7 different revenue sources to be successful. And I think that if you have all your eggs in one basket, if something happens, you're in a catastrophic situation. But if you have your eggs kind of diversified in several different baskets, while one basket may be affected, your entire revenue is not. So I think that's also important to mention.
I really love that. Actually, I was talking to my financial advisor like 5 years ago. He mentioned that. He said the same, that you never have all your eggs in one basket. The more you distribute, the more they can grow in many different ways. So I was wondering, do you guys also help your clients to understand this concept? Because a lot of people, they wanna grow a company, but they don't know how. So do you also help with consulting?
Education and guidance are key to any successful relationship. I remember back to my days as a financial advisor teaching that same practice. We'd spend the first few meetings just educating and understanding what the true definition of risk was before we ever picked an investment. Advertising is the same way. We've had a number of relationships that we turned away because the expectations didn't match up with the purpose. And we would rather say no on the front end than have somebody led to believe something that wasn't true. So what we do now, everything starts, it's about the relationship. So what is it that you're trying to accomplish? What is it that is your passion, your competitive advantage, your drive? What are the strengths of your organization? And based on getting to know the person in the company, we help them identify, here are areas of strength that we can build upon. Here are areas of opportunity that we can focus on to really speed up the process and help you scale up faster. So that's a key component to anything that we do.
The economic situation across the country has been and it still is very difficult for small businesses and the business community in general. What are the benefits and consequences of becoming a business owner during COVID-19?
You want to touch this, or you want me to take
You
it?
can-
I mean, it's never easy to start a business during something like this. However, some of the most successful businesses in history have started during a recession or a depression or a correction. The key is, bootstrap, make sure that you're keeping your expenses in check. But it's about building the relationships. One of the advantages about starting a business during this 6-month period is the amount of time that you get to truly interact because people are more available. They're more available to talk to. They're more open-minded to new ways to stay relevant. And I don't know that I'll ever use the term work-life balance, but there's been a number of work-life integrations that have been created where I think families are spending a lot more time together. And that only helps you in the business world because you're more balanced, more centered, more focused on ideas and open to improving yourself in different areas. It's not easy.
Flexibility too. Yeah.
I am glad you mentioned the balance, of working and your life, family life. In this case, it's different because you guys are a family already. But I mean, what would be your advice for someone who is trying to grow their company, but they don't have their family as part of the business, and their family is actually part of the problem, So what would be your advice to companies like this?
Well, I would almost want to ask, what do you mean by the family is part of the problem?
When your family doesn't support you, when your family is asking for more time, but you need to take the risk. You need to actually make a priority this business because of your family.
Well, hopefully this pandemic has shown people that if you're working smarter, it's not necessarily the same thing as working harder. I am in no way, shape, or form a mental health therapist or family counselor. I'm very lucky that my wife and family are incredibly supportive of what we do. But I can tell you in the last 7 months, there hasn't been a single night that I wasn't home for dinner. There hasn't been, in the last 4 months since schools have shut down, there hasn't been a single day where there wasn't an opportunity to take a break and spend time with the kids. And it doesn't mean that I'm not working hard, and it doesn't mean that I'm not focused on the business, but I kind of think that I'm better at what I do because I'm more balanced and having that time with my family. And it's really about working smarter, not necessarily putting in more hours.
I actually think that I'm, spending more time with my family. My lunch break, I'm with them. I'm making sure that they're getting the, good home cooked meals. I'm spending time and having conversations with them in the morning, in the afternoon. If they have a question or they need something, I'm right there. So, while we are working from home, we've been, blessed to have the flexibility to be able to do both.
And I think it's more socially acceptable that if you're not working that traditional 9 to 5, or in some cases 7 to 7, or I think it's more accepted. It's more embraced that, things are a little weird, and adapt and adjust. And I've had calls at 11 o'clock at night, but I've also had days where my first appointment wasn't until after 11 in the morning. So it's adapting, it's being flexible, but it's also understanding what's important.
Awesome. How you see yourself in the future?
Having an impact, predominantly within our own community. The better we do, the more successful we are, the more that we can give and do to have a bigger impact locally. I'd like to think that personally I'm the same person. But yeah, I think part of our passion is having a bigger impact on our community, and the more successful we are, the bigger impact we can have.
That is awesome. Anything that you would like to ask before we go? Anything that you would like to share with our community?
Do you have anything?
We've got a lot that we'd like to share. We just need a little bit more time before we're ready to do it, but there's some big things happening. But we are as much a product of this amazing community as the businesses that we're trying to help. We've been embraced. Our guide to Greater Gainesville, as Christy mentioned, where this is our 5th year. And it started out of the gate as a partnership with the University of Florida, UF Health, Santa Fe College, the Chamber, our local municipalities, small businesses. It's only continuing to grow. And that's a true testament to what a great community this is.
That is awesome. Before we go, I would like to share once again your website so people can actually find all your services and reach out to you guys. So is your website the best way to reach out to you in case I need any of your services?
Sure, absolutely. And there's also our contact information on there with our email and phone number and things like that.
And social media.
Yes.
We're available on all channels and easy to find.
Fantastic. Well, I want to thank you both for, making time for our morning coffee community. And if you guys are watching, make sure you are liking and sharing this show. This is a show that you need to share with anybody that is seeking their dreams, is chasing that goal, just to make it happen. Sometimes we don't know what to do, how to do it, or what tools to use. So we have, the founders of True North ready to take your business to the next level. This is Elio Piedra. You are watching Morning Coffee with Elio. Thank you, Christy and Scott. Once again, I am very, very blessed for having you guys here. Cheers to success, to business, friendship, and I'm still hopeful about this 2020. My friends keep telling me, "Oh man, this year has been crazy," but the best is yet to come. It's yet to happen. I am always hopeful and have a lot of faith. So thank you so much for watching. We're gonna see you guys next time. Guys, thank you very much for watching Morning Coffee with Elio. Yes, we're really looking forward to seeing you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Do not forget to like us and follow us on Facebook and become part of the Morning Coffee with Elio community. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and live full.